Way too much fun. Good morning, children of God.
Good morning.
What a wonderful day it is. Light is not the lack of darkness. It is the inclusion of darkness, which when fully known is light. There is only one. O loving Father, Mother God, we acknowledge your presence, moving in and through us this day. In this moment, we breathe life. In this moment, we choose to be open and receptive and responsive to your instruction and to your guidance. In this moment, we are grateful for the opportunity to come together to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, and in the power of the Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Today's daily word is free, and Catherine will read the daily word.
Good morning. Free, Sunday, February 10th. I am free to be me. Today I step into the uniqueness of who I am. I find freedom. I let go of comparing myself to others and stop trying to be something I am not. I relinquish any thought of waiting for my life to begin. Every creature and creation on earth is beautiful exactly as it is, and so am I. I am set free when I realize that as God's creation, I am perfect and whole in this very moment. I do not need to strive for more or change what I look like or wait until my life meets a certain worldly standard. Everything I need is already here. I'm already enough. I am loved, free, and unlimited. Freedom expands my appreciation of who I am and the boundless blessings in my life. The flowers appear on the earth. The time of singing has come, and the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land. Song of Solomon 2:12.
When you allow Spirit to work, it is so much fun. Last night, Lynn and I had a chance to go to some dancing over at the Elks Club, which we love to do. And one of the things that got said was, I don't know that some people will dance up the aisle. And what's the very first thing they play today? A waltz. Da-da-da-da. Never mind. Was all I could do just to sit still. I'm just telling you. It works. Sitting still is not an option. Breathing is more important. Breathe. When we acknowledge the truth of who we are, we begin to live in a new way. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. Let's center, I am. I am now in the presence. I breathe, and with each breath I take, I breathe in life, love, intelligence. I breathe out that which no longer serves me but serves my world. here in this moment, gently, easily, effortlessly, I still my body and move to that place in consciousness that is my secret place, my inner closet. And here I close the door. I allow all those thoughts and feelings of anything other than the truth of me to gently be set aside. And for one holy moment, here, now, in this moment, I rest in the presence. Here in the stillness, in the silence, I affirm my oneness. Here in the stillness, in the silence, I choose to commune with the One. I am now in the presence. In my prayers, I'm learning to ask, here, in the stillness, in the silence, answers come. Sometimes in word, sometimes in music, sometimes in thought or feeling. Regardless, that which I need in this moment is given. I breathe it in. In this moment, I immerse myself in the truth of who I am. I am whole and free. I am peace. I am love. As I hold to these thoughts and take ownership of them, each and every cell of my being is lifted up. I am re-energized. I am revitalized. I am whole and free. As I have received, now I freely give, for I am a channel through which good works in my world. I allow these gifts to flow from me. They move into this place, into this now, and join with other thought of like mind and grow in strength and power and move through this room. I am touched. I am now in the presence. The flow continues from this place into our community, touching each and every one of God's children. I am now in the presence. Across our state, across our country, touching each and every one of God's children. Around our world, touching each and every one of God's children, whether they recognize it or realize it or not. I am now in the presence. This flow continues, and having affirmed our oneness, we know that in truth we are never separate one from the other, and somewhere, some when, someone is saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, for in this moment, the gifts you have sent, it's exactly what I needed. I am now in the presence. And I am grateful. And that gratitude swells up and returns to you, the circle of life, complete and whole. I am now in the presence. With each breath I take, I allow this flow to continue for one holy moment. Knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, holding to this experience we have shared, gently, easily, and effortlessly, I bring my attention back to this now, to this place. And I join with you and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, for you, pray therefore in this manner. Num, 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 num. I am free to be me. Really? And how do you practice that? Oh, I practice that by following what everybody else thinks I think I should be. Oops. Got a problem, don't we? Just a little one, not a big one. The big thing is being aware, and this goes back to what we're going to be talking about this morning, obscure causes. Because we say the words, we got it here, intellectually we're beginning to get to it, and the biggest distance on the planet is between here and here. Getting it out of your head and into your heart and then into your life and living it. So when we say, I am free, what does that mean for you? And sometimes we say, well, I don't think I know. Good for you. Start looking. What does that mean? I need to be free to be me. Think about it from this perspective. What did Jesus do for a living? Anybody know? He was a rabbi. He was a teacher. Anything else? Whoever said carpenter, go, yay! Why? That's what his father did. And in the day, eldest son picked up the trade of the father. It was expected. Now this one knew by age 12 that wasn't working. Yeah, I can make a good chair, but I need to be a rabbi. There's more to life than just this. Now it's out of sync for the rest of his culture, for his society, which was one of the reasons that he was a rebel. There were a lot of other ones in there as well. But the big thing is he learned early on that I am free to be me. I'm not required to be what others think I must be. I need to be me. I need to be in communion with God and listen to that inner voice that says to you, move this way. Not because somebody else thinks it's a really good idea, but because you do. Now, how do you know if it's yours or somebody else's? That's that obscure causes thing. Oh, I'm doing it on my own. If that were true, I'd be a really good pool player today. And I'm pretty good, but not that good. Okay? Why? I've spent a lot of time at it. I had a lot of thought to it, right? And that which you hold in mind has the tendency to show up in your world. Thoughts of like mind. Okay? But I knew for me that wasn't the path, even though I didn't articulate that at all, if ever. Because I lived in a world where I believed what others thought I should be and moved sometimes in those directions and sometimes absolute 180 degrees out just to be contrary. So did Jesus. I'm in good company. It's that living to be free, the I am piece. For me, we ask often, how do I know? And the simplest way I can explain it for me is this. It's a Dr. Phil moment. How's your life working for you? If there's a pinch somewhere, if you're having some challenges somewhere, then now's the time to start paying attention. Because in that moment, you're living what others have said to you that you have bought into. Doesn't make it wrong, and I want to get out of the judgment piece real fast. Doesn't make it wrong, it just is. So now is the time to start moving forward. Okay? The judgment pieces are irrelevant to learning who you are and moving into the truth of who you are. A lot of stuff shows up in our life and we're not sure where it came from. That's the obscure part. We think we've got the big ones down. We think. It's the little ones that cause us most of the grief because they keep showing up and they keep showing up and they keep showing up. How do I get rid of them? You don't. Here's a piece that it took me a long time to get to, and I want to share it with you because it goes something like this. I'm me. Warts and all. I'm me. From your perspective, good, bad, and otherwise. I am me. I express my oneness the best way I know how. And while I love you and listen to you to the best of my ability, I don't buy your stuff. It's yours. Feel free to share it or hold it. It's yours. You're the one who will make the decision on how to move forward in a new way. I choose my path. You choose yours, and there is no one right way. I love the conversations that go like this. Rob, I listened to what you had to say, and I think you're just absolutely full of it. Now, the ego says, well, oh yeah. But the truth in me goes, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to know why you don't buy. Not that because what I'm saying is the truth for you, because I want to make sure that what you heard is what I think I said. And sometimes it's not. So I get clarification, not for you, but for me. That's eliminating obscure causes. Because if I buy into the well, oh yeah piece, I'm still going to have it show up in my world. And I would have sworn I had that well, oh yeah stuff handled. And not really. Guy cut me off in traffic. Well, oh yeah. Little tiny cause. Can be a big effect, yes? So that's the part of the path, is learning how to look at the obscure pieces and say, okay, I can play with that. I can find a new way to behave with that. I can find a new way to express through it, to make changes in my life that will show up in a new way. The big ones will take care of themselves. There's a picture that just kind of tickles me, and I hadn't seen it in quite a while, and I don't remember where it is. I think Ireland, with this huge boulder, just huge boulder, sitting on another boulder on the ground, and there isn't this much contact in these two boulders. There's this great big one sitting on top of the other one. You just want to know that you go, and it will go, and yet it still holds. Balance point is still right there. And see, if we want to get rid of the boulder, we don't need to push the boulder. What do we need to do? Take away the little rock that's holding it all together. Now, don't go do that. It makes a good picture. But in your own thinking, sometimes working on the little pieces will get the big ones to move out of the way as well. And that's really what I'm talking about, is how to take the look at the little things, to become aware of the obscure things that are going on and how I can correct them, which in turn will help me to move through in a new way. How many of you watch the news on television on a regular basis? Way too many hands in the air, including mine. Okay? Watch this. Why do I watch the news? Well, you should be informed. You should know what's going on in your world, yes? Why? If I'm doing that, where am I looking for information about my world? Out there. I'm living outside in instead of inside out. If I want to know what my world looks like, what do I need to do? Peek in a mirror. What's going on here? Think about it. What's going on here? Now, I'm not saying from a social perspective that one shouldn't vote, know what's going on, and participate. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. But that's only my world. That's not my life. And I want to learn how to live my life in a better way than I've done so far. And I've got good teachers. I've got great teachers that are out there. The one we had up this morning, I love that one. That's a Dale Allen Hoffman statement. Light is not the absence of darkness. It's the inclusion of darkness. Meaning what? There is only one. Only one. That when you really understand that there only is, and in the statement it is light. Our oneness is one, regardless of the appearance. Regardless of the appearance. This is a piece that most of us deal with on a regular basis, and I've been having fun with it for me personally, and just kind of keep working with it. Most of us have a challenge with self-worth. I am worthless. Be careful of that one, by the way. Erase. Okay? We put it, whatever you put after your I ams, you want to watch. I'm not saying eliminate. I'm just saying be cautious of and watch. But we feel less than the truth of who we are, less than perfect. And we have a long list of why. Mostly that deal with they said. Here's the sad part. They said and I believed. True of our co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore, for most of her life. Not most of, a lot. Let's call half just to be safe. Half of her life. Oh, Myrtle, you're a frail child. You always will be sick, Lee, because that's just the way it is. And for a number of years she believed that. And guess what the result was? Until she heard this statement. I do not inherit sickness. So all the stuff that she was being told wasn't true. She believed it and expressed it, but it wasn't true. Once she grabbed hold of the notion that it wasn't true, change began. Right then, in that moment, by the way, is when change begins. I have fun with this one. Where does healing take place? When I got injured or sometime in the future? No, healing takes place right here, right now. Now, it may take a while to express the way I would really like it. I got that. But that's based on your belief system too. But where does healing take place? Right here, right now. Right here, right now. Now. In case I didn't say it loud enough, now. Right now. This is where it gets a little complicated. I am whole and free right now. Oh, I picked that stuff back up. Dang. What we're learning how to do is not pick it back up. It's how to let it go. How to recognize when it shows up in my being, whatever it is, whatever circumstance it is. Doesn't matter what it is. It shows up in my world, and the first thing I'm learning how to do is say, thank you. Thank you? Yes. Why? See? It's like an echo in here. I love it. Why? Why would I do that? Why would I say thank you? Here's another opportunity to heal. When? Right now. Now, I choose not to, and it's no big deal for me. It's part of the process. She's not here today, but I got the biggest kick out of Donna Berry, and I'm going to share this with you. I've shared it with her and Dick, and I want to share it with you as well. It took a long period of time for Donna's doctors to figure out that she had AFib. And the reason it took so long is because Donna's body heals so fast. She would have an attack at home. By the time they got her to the med, they can't find anything. Her body had already healed itself. Wasn't done yet. Until this last time, finally, her body said, guess what? We're going to get more help now. Boom. And they got her to the med. Oh, that's the problem. Now we can deal with it with a change in diet and a balance in medication until you're prepared to heal yourself. But the story for me, the joy for me, is the healing that took place so fast that our brethren in the white coats couldn't figure it out. I don't know what, and you've heard this before, some of you. I don't know what's wrong with you. Here's the truth of that. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to be fixed. Because at the truth of you, at the core of you, you are whole and free. Live there. Live there. I am whole and free. Together. I am whole and free. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Now I just need to express it in a new way. What does that mean? I need to express it in a new way. What does the word whole mean? I'm affirming my oneness for me. That's part of whole, being whole. I'm learning how to make changes in me so that when the healing comes from here, if Dr. Mike Rice is correct, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, when I heal it for me, I heal it for my world. And I use Jesus as an example. Not everybody believes. It still takes a while. Life is eternal. Jesus proved it. Now, prior to that, believe it or not, the hard message on how to ascend, here it comes. You ready? He found favor in the presence of the Lord and ascended. That's what you do. That's the process. But up until Jesus arrived on the scene, we really didn't believe it. We need to know that life is eternal. That's one of the lessons that he brought. Life is eternal. Here, hi, it's me. I'm back. Right? And showed up. And his peer group's going, oh man, Thomas particularly, my friend, show me. Really? Is this really you? Is this a joke? Can't you hear all this stuff? Right? And so when you have these kinds of questions, you're in really good company. Really good company. But eventually you hold on to the notion that says, wait a minute, I'm going to express the truth of who I am. I'm going to move forward in a new way. That's all. I'm going to believe that which is true about me. I am one with my Father. I am now in the presence. Not tomorrow, not next day, now. In the presence. All the treasures of the kingdom. It is my good will to give it to you. When? Right now. I am now in the presence. I'm now in the kingdom. Right now, this second. In this moment, I am now. Okay? Our challenge is as soon as we said that, a lot of the subconscious stuff we have that we carry around with us went, no you're not. Right? So if you think about it, your whole head just went, oh, because you end up into another place. It's how we live. It seems that part of our growing pattern is to learn how to live from the one extreme to the other. Here is the always, here is the never, and we constantly bounce back and forth. And the trick is, one of the things that we're learning how to do, is to bring these two extremes closer to nowness, to oneness. I'm still moving back and forth to a degree, and in my humble opinion, Jesus had it down pretty good. But still back and forth a little bit until we get into absolute oneness. Now for me, that's the ascension. Based on my current level of understanding, ascension is the oneness. Okay? But until then, not quite there yet. Still living in both. How do I get to there? How do I get to there? Guess what? Everything that happened yesterday is done. 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 Anything tomorrow hasn't happened yet. So why are you hanging on to this? My fun one this week was expectations. Is I have things that I'm going on, and I expect that they're going to show up this way. If I behave this, then my favorite one is this. If I behave this way, then those around me who love me are going to behave this way, and I don't want that, therefore I won't behave that way. This is not being free. This is attempting to live how you think others think you should live. Oops. Challenge, obscure. I'm still holding on to the notion that what others think is really important. Even as you say that, my skin just goes, oh, wait a minute. Are you telling me that it's not important what others think? Yes. Yes. Right? What's important, not so much what they think, but it's how I respond. How I react. And when I come from my heart, I get a much different response than when I act from my head. Jesus had a great secret that I will share with you today. And the secret is this. Before he engaged his mouth, he made sure his brain was in gear. In other words, he thought about what was to be said, and he spoke the truth as he knew it. Not out of anger, although that showed up from time to time. Woe unto you, right? But from the truth of who he is. He was not concerned about, which is fear writ small, concerned about what others think is important. He was concerned about what the truth of him was and how to express it in a new way. When he first started to, we worked on this Wednesday a little bit, when he was first talking to the disciples about what was to come, because on February the 17th is Ash Wednesday, we move into Easter season, and he was talking to the disciples about what was to come. And Peter took him aside and said, cool it, will you? This is really not the way to talk. You can't speak openly about these things. And what did Jesus say? Get thee behind me, Satan. Take these thoughts and feelings that are from man and get behind me, because it's not the truth of who I am. You need to know the truth. Not what you think the truth is, but the truth of you. And that's where obscure stuff shows up, because it's tiny, it's little, it's itty-bitty. But it's the truth of who we are. Get thee behind me, Satan. It's a great line. So when a thought or circumstance comes into your life that's other than the truth of you, what's the best thing you can say after thank you? Thank you for showing up, because here comes healing. Here's the first step of healing. Get thee behind me, Satan. This is not the truth of who I am. And then, because we know how our humanness works, Nature abhors a vacuum. If all you do is take this and say, that's not the truth of who I am, what's created here? Vacuum. A vacuum. And if you don't fill it, your subconscious, which loves you, will fill it, according to Scripture, 7 times worse. I'm just trying to get rid of this one, and you're going to give me 7 more. Fill that sucker quick. Right? And that's what affirmative denials and affirmation is all about. This is not the truth of who I am. Who am I? This is what I've been working on for me. It goes back to the self-worth piece. I am a beloved child of God. Together? I am a beloved child of God. That is the truth. Now, I want you to hear the still small voice that says this. You've got to be quiet. Breathe. In whom I am well pleased. Now, if God loves me that much, isn't that kind of cool? If an aspect of being goes, I need to love them, but I know the truth of who I am. I'm a beloved child of God. And my loving Father, Mother God says to me, in whom I am well pleased. That's the truth of who you are. So when anything shows up, anything that shows up that is other than the truth of you, from your current understanding, if it's other than the truth of you, shows up in your world, that's the best thing to do. First of all, thank you. Second of all, breathe. I am now in the presence. And my loving Father, Mother God says to me, in whom I am well pleased. Isn't that fun? See, now we started with a formula here a few weeks ago, and we went through channeling stuff, and here we are at parts. Each step is a process. Each one giving you a tool to move forward. And we get music. How cool is that? That was. It was good. Most people can't do that. It takes a lot of work to be able to make that music come like that. People on the tape are going, I can't hear any music up there. It's way too quiet. But we all have fun with it regardless. Did I ever tell? I think I've told you this story. You know, I did a wedding out at I'll think about it in a minute. Out on the river in Shady Cove, there's a little place in there, and it's just beautiful. And I'm doing a wedding, and I had the bride here, and the groom was here, and they're smiling. All their friends are around, and I turned to him and said, "And John, do you?" And his phone went off. I got to get this. I went, oh, geez. Loved him anyway. No big deal. Welcome to the wonders of current telecommunications. Try this one on. Ring, ring, ring. Hi, it's God. I love you. Have a great life. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not for me. What would you do when that message comes to you? Hi, it's me. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. Have a good life. Nah, I'm happy. If you're not sure, breathe. If you're not sure what those little pieces look like, or even the big ones for that matter, doesn't matter, breathe. And it begins with self. Self, not ego self, but self. I am now in the presence. So you can look at you and say with heartfeltness, I love you. Together. I love you. I can see me. I'm loved. I'm blessed. I bless you. Together. I bless you. I'm loved and blessed. I appreciate you. Together. I appreciate you. Now take the leap. Now take the leap. See the picture. I behold the Christ. Together? I behold the Christ. That's how you remove obscure causes. Namaste.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.